All right, in this video, I'm going to recap my long trade on EARS, my personal best day in terms of one trade, roughly 2K in profits after very small fees from Centerpoint. So after the fees, around 2,000. And I just kind of want to give you my analysis here. And I did sort of predict that this was going to rip at 1023. I said EARS has a lot of volume potential left, only 20 million shares traded. So, I mean, coming from a shorts perspective, you have to know what to avoid and you have to know what the other side is thinking. And so when I saw this early in the morning, I said, if this can break out over 1.7 and trap, this thing could run. One, it was over all-time highs. If you look at the daily chart, the all-time high was 1.8. Also, pretty good news, COVID-related news. So the catalyst is there. The float, I believe, was about 6 million. Some people said it was 2 million. I saw 6 million. Based on my experience, it also just looked like a low float, but not a micro float. So I couldn't get this entry here at 1.7. I think a couple people in the chat nailed it at 1.7. And had I nailed it here, I was definitely going to hold, because at this point, this stock only traded 20 million shares. So if you think about it, a stock is breaking out and only traded 20 million shares. And we know these stocks can trade 100, 200. Last week we saw 350 million from DPW. So there's a lot of potential for the stock. If it gets the attention, it can break out over pre-market highs. This thing can rip. Second of all, it was on SSR. Very, very bad for short sellers. Second reason why I really thought this was going to run, the locates were very, very cheap on Centerpoint. So a lot of shorts were locating this. They said, we're just going to short this because it's up 100, 200%. And what happens here is the short sellers get trapped at multiple levels. And I couldn't catch this at 1.7. I waited for a pullback. I never chased these stocks. And my first entry was at 3.4 at 1030. And the reason why I entered is, as you can see here, there were some shorts trapped. This was the previous high of day. They like to risk off high of day, not understanding the power of SSR and the power of volume. And so I took my first entry at 3.4 and I traded the stock 3 times. Normally I'll buy once and hold, but I told myself it's a little bit later in the afternoon. Let me lock in profits and play dips. So I took my first entry here at 3.4. I sold around 4. I re-entered here at when it tested again at 3.4, knowing that the shorts that shorted here are going to be covering because they're down, 20%. They're going to cover, causes buying volume. I sold again, and then I believe I entered one final time at around 4.4 for a smaller position, and I sold the rest almost at the top at around 5.4. So I took 3 trades on it, each for about 15, 20% profit. I like to get these stocks before 1030, but when you see and you recognize that these short sellers are completely trapped and they're blowing up, you could take advantage of it and play this into the afternoon. And now I got out and I suspect that this is going to flush a bit. I'm not interested in shorting this because we don't know where the support is. At one of these levels, the short sellers will be covering, causing buying volume. So I'm done for the day. Very, very happy with my 2K profits off this. If you're interested in joining the chat, check out the link in the description and subscribe and like the video for more content. Thank you guys for watching.